channel. I am going to be sharing with you today a product that I got in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus this month for September 2019. I did a couple other products too, just as a side while I was reviewing it, so I'll have a couple of additional thoughts in here. Yeah, I've got nothing else, so let's get started. We are reviewing this product right here. It is the Nomad Berlin Underground Eyeshadow Palette. It looks like this. It says it was designed on a location in Berlin, Germany. On a location in Berlin, Germany. I'm not quite sure what that means. Anyways, it says it's an intense eyeshadow palette. So, opening up, they did have a protective film layer in here, and there's a nice mirror. Hey, look, there I am filming. Anyways, and they have a good range of shades. I have been wanting a palette like this for a good while. Because of the fact that it has greens in it, it's really hard to find eyeshadow palettes that have green in it, unless it's just like one green or something like that. I have brown eyes, you guys. Brown eyes, I mean, you can make them look good with anything, but brown eyes, the key colors for brown eyes are brown eyeshadows and green eyeshadows. And can you find green anywhere? No! It comes in with, these are the shades that it comes in. Recorded myself earlier today applying some of these shades. The ones that I used are The Wall and Hansa. I think that's how you say it. I thought The Wall was going to be a little bit greener, and it wasn't. And I was going to use this shade down here in the corner. It's called Dutch Punk. But when I swatched it on my wrist, it looked a little bit yellow. But now that I'm looking at it, well, it still looks yellow. Unless I hold it next to the product. Well, maybe I'll try this one tomorrow. A couple things I noticed, these are all very glittery. There is one matte color on here, which is totally fine. And I'm not sure that I'll use the yellow shades, but I was a fan of what came in here, and I think there's a good chance of me using most of them. Now that we're done with first impressions, we'll move over to the application process. So I will let you watch me apply, and there you will see the other couple products that I featured from my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus this month. I'll give you some thoughts. I am mostly doing voiceover because it's hard for me to apply and talk at the same time. It's easier to watch and reflect and be able to talk to you then, but you'll see as we go. And since I applied it earlier today, I'll give you some afterthoughts after we're done watching this part. So take it away. I'm going to be starting my makeup process. Oh, look, there I am. I'm going to be starting my makeup process by using my Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow palette in the shade Charmer. I'm using this just to highlight my brow bone and the inside corner of my eyelids. And that's how I'm going to start out today, only because the new palette that I just got that I'm showing you didn't have a good white in it to highlight those things. Now onto the new palette, and to apply I'm going to be using this brush that comes in the Urban Decay Naked 3 eyeshadow palette. I use it for pretty much everything because I love it. And again, I'm using the shades The Wall and whatever that other shade was that I showed you earlier that I still don't know how to pronounce. So this is The Wall. I'm applying it to my eyelid, and it applies super easily. You can't see it super well, and I'm really cute. I do try to show you, but no such luck. But it's really easy to apply, and I love it. So this does not smell good. Oh yeah, I forgot. It does have kind of a weird smell to it. But anyways, with a little bit of product, this was amazing. It applied great, had awesome pigmentation, and it wasn't one of those things that you had to sit and scrub at the eyeshadow in order to get enough on your palette. It's a soft sweep over the color and apply, and it went on surprisingly well. Okay, now we're gonna speed things up a little bit so we can move on to the next color. I did actually try to show you a close-up of this, but in the lighting and when I watched it later, it really didn't turn out, and I did not want that to affect your opinion. So we're just gonna move on to the next one, and I will show you everything at the end. Again, this color was Hansa. I'm still iffy on that pronunciation. I wanted to go for a green on the lid and a brown in the crease and blend it out that way. And what I just said right there was that it went on a lot darker than what I expected, but like I said earlier, it's because of the ease of application this palette gives. So I really didn't need as much as I had anticipated needing when I started to apply it. So I apply almost in a triangle shape to give it kind of a smoky eye sort of feel to it, because this kind of just seemed great for a smoky eye. So I guess it is a good thing that it is a dark color. It's super convenient for a smoky eye look. You don't have to work super hard to get that dark color. You saw with that first sweep of application how easily this color showed up and applied. So I was super impressed with that, and actually kind of relieved that I didn't have to do a ton of work to get that result. But I had to experiment. And Sydney, thoughts?
It seems to blend well.
Yes, I did experiment to see if it would blend okay, because a lot of colors that go on really easily and are really dark without needing a ton of work can have issues with blending, and so I was a little bit worried that it might come on and overpower and then just be stuck there. So I worked with this color and ignore the acne, but holy Rudolph, you can totally see how easily it blended and how nice that looks. The green shade that I used on my eyelid, it's not as green as I was anticipating. I did want it to have a little more of a green hue to it. Is that the right word? I wanted more of a green hue to it. Hopefully that is. But anyway, sorry, I'm applying more of that color to my eyelid to see if I can get that green to be a little more obvious. And as you can see, it did help a little bit. Not a ton, it is a lot less green than what it looks in the palette, but it did help a lot. So now I'm going to point out a color to you that you totally can't see with my fabulous pointing skills, but it's called So 36. I'm applying that color to the outside edge of my lid in between my darkest and lightest shade. It's kind of a darker green. I wanted to see if I could blend from the lighter green on my lid to the brown on the outside. I thought if I broke it up with a darker green, maybe I'd have more of a green effect in my eyelids. So yeah, I'm cute again, trying to show you, you really can't see the coloring all that well. But yeah, thumbs up, good job, girl. Yeah, so on to the next thing.
Sitting in waterproof liquid eyeliner. This also came in my Ipsy box today, so we may as well try this one out while we're at it. No, I'm gonna be able to get this out of the package. I haven't.
Okay, I am going to speed this up while I apply it because it takes me about 9,000 years to do it, and I really was not a fan. I usually try to give the benefit of the doubt to the company that maybe something happened whenever I get a product that's kind of dry, but this was wrapped and boxed, and it was so dry that I was stabbing my eye to try and put it on, and then I couldn't get it to go on smoothly, and it was really super frustrating, and I just was not a fan. And even having this set tipped down for a couple days, still nothing helped to make it less dry.
Hello, my name is Sydney Grayless, and it looks like I have never put on eyeshadow before. I mean, eyeliner.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip through a lot of this because even on speeding it up earlier, you really couldn't even tell I'd sped it up. So I'm gonna take another 9 years to apply this, and let's just cut to the next thing.
Yeah, it's like my first time using it, and it already seems really dry, so not quite sure about this guy.
Alright, now we're going to speed through some of these products that were not from my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus, and I think this is the part of the video where I normally ask you how your guys' day's been, and how life is going, and then I tell you mine's been pretty good and all, and then we're just gonna keep on moving. Keep on going. Okay, we're just gonna skip. Because I think I applied another like 2 coats of mascara, so yep, gotta conceal those. Keep on going. Keep on going. Good. Blend, blend, blend. Oh, but we will pause for one of my favorite products, not from my Ipsy bag, but this is my baby. It's my Smashbox Contour Kit. I apply the contour first to my cheekbones and just my outer nose. It's perfect because it's a nice cool shade. It looks natural and it doesn't look like dirt. And it's been really hard for me to contour without my skin just looking dirty. So I apply that. Then I move on to the bronzer with a little bit of a bigger brush. The bronzer is great because it doesn't look orange on my skin. It just provides a nice tan kind of look. And my skin has neutral undertones, but it oxidizes super easily. And this is one of the very few bronzers I've been able to make work. So then I'm going to take and use my highlight. I apply that underneath the contour. It helps eliminate any other way that it might look like my skin is just dirty by sharpening the line. I do the same to the cheekbone, mainly just because I like highlight on the cheekbone. Then I do it to the tip of my nose and forehead as well. And then I'm going to just blend it out a bit and help it look a little more natural. Alright, back to skipping through. Okay, so this is actually another Ipsy product. It is the Ofra Cosmetics Madison Miller palette. It has 1 blush and 2 highlight shades in it, and we are using the lighter shade.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yes, I was a little bit surprised with that glow that it gave me. So with just the first initial sweep on, when it's that bright, you know you can stack it and literally slay with it. So you could go simple and natural, or you could go all out with this palette. So first impression, I think it's pretty all right. Okay, now let's take a moment to just enjoy watching me make awkward poses and faces.
Okay, well, I will get back to you at the end of the day. And we're back. So now that you've seen all of that, I'll give you a couple final thoughts. Looking at it, you can see the pigmentation is still really great. Let me see if I can get you a close-up. I don't know if I can or not. So looking at it, holy awkward camera angle, I'm sorry. The pigmentation of it is still great, and it's still very bold, very intense, and I'm still a big fan of it. I love how my entire face is not covered in sparkle. A lot of times when you use a palette that has the glitter and sparkle in the colors like this palette has, you end up with tons of fallout, and as you try to brush it off, it just smears, and then your whole face is a glittery mess, even if you get the color off. This palette didn't have that. In fact, there wasn't really any fallout at all. The color worked sorry. Color worked really great, and it applied really well with my brush. It applied really boldly. It wasn't one of those colors where you have to scrape the surface to get enough on your brush to be able to apply. It went on really nice, and I love how it lasted all day long. Looks like the colors are gonna last me quite a while. You really can't even tell which colors I used today, and technically you should be able to tell because there's these weird skull figures on each thing, and you can't even tell which ones I used. So it looks like it's one that's going to last a pretty long time. The mirror inside is really big, which is also awesome, and I think that it's a good color variety. So if this was a palette you could ever get your hands on, I think the shades in it are awesome. There's a couple purples, some browns, greens, and it's kind of a gray, but kind of a brownish gray. But long story short, this is the product that I would recommend. It's a limited edition palette. So Ipsy, this was a good one. Again, that's the Nomad Cosmetics Berlin Underground Eyeshadow Palette. If you have questions or comments, let me know down in the comments below. Give me a like and feel free to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe if you want to know more. I'll probably review some more of my Ipsy products that I get as time goes on, and I'll give you some hair care tips, lots of that stuff coming on this channel. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.